Hey, welcome to another episode of Ready 2000 Podcast. I'm here with Joe. What's up, Joe?
What's going on, my man? It's just another day, chilling, hanging out.
Why?
I have I have no idea.
We're talking normally, talking about movie trailers. Joe just changes his voice like, yo, welcome
Hey, what's
to
going on?
Radio FM.
Yeah, this is my radio voice, so you're
We
just
were
gonna
talking about,
have to move it.
before this, we were talking about movie trailers, and movie trailer I wanted to bring up was the Flash movie trailer. Did you see it?
We definitely need to talk about this trailer. I
Uh-oh.
just feel like
I,
100% it's the most anticipated movie that's coming out this year.
I guess so. I can't think of anything else that comes out this year.
Yeah, it just feels like everything else pales in comparison to that Super Bowl spot. And it's funny because Ezra Miller is a very controversial character.
No.
Yeah, just
Let's talk about the trailer first before we get to the controversies. How about that?
yeah. No, I wasn't even gonna get into the controversies, because it's just
You weren't gonna get into it at all?
no. I was gonna talk about it, but it was mostly like seeing what's his name, Michael Keaton back as Batman. It's crazy because this is a Flash movie, but it feels so much like WB saying, sorry about Flash. This is what we really want you to focus. It's Michael Keaton's Batman, and that's what I find so weird about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I want to I just want a Soul Flash movie, or that I don't feel like Michael Keaton, should be in this movie, because I'm like super excited for it, but it's just this whole movie feels so weird.
I know this definitely, I absolutely agree. This whole movie definitely does feel really weird. But overall, let's just talk about what do you think of the trailer? I know there's obviously a lot of weird controversies and yeah. What do you think of the trailer? Because when watching this trailer, by the way, I agree with a lot of the stuff you said, but when watching this trailer, that's not a bad trailer. This looks pretty cool.
That's my thing, is that
This looks pretty fucking cool.
I'm probably maybe I'm alone on this, but I felt nothing.
Really?
I felt nothing. I'm so excited. Yes, obviously you see Keaton back and he says his classic, I'm Batman, the OG, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if if this movie's just steeped in controversy, but I didn't feel anything. Like, it just felt so void of, I felt void of emotion watching this. But everything looks so, I wonder if it is just that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't enjoy it because of all the shit around it, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, then yeah, I absolutely agree. I think it's a really cool trailer, but yeah, there's no doubt when watching this, all you can think about is the controversy around fucking Ezra Miller and him essentially playing the real life version of Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
It's just like, and there's two of them. There's two Ezra Miller in this movie. Like,
I didn't even think of that. Yeah,
it's
we're gonna get a
crazy.
double dose of Ezra Miller as Flash. This is
Yeah.
my thing, is that I totally get why WB.
Some people have said that
I
this probably would have been the most anticipated movie of the DCEU if it wasn't for the controversies.
Oh, no question. That's why. That's like I was gonna say. This is why I think. I totally understand why WB didn't cancel it. They're moving along with it. It's because they probably paid this man Keaton to come back as Batman a boatload of money. Even with all the controversy, with everything that with Ezra Miller, they knew that this was a hit, that they have a hit in their hands, just because they brought back the OG.
That's my problem with it. It looks like a cool trailer, and yeah, it's kind of weird to watch it with the controversy. God, take a shot every time we say controversy. But every time we talk about this movie, but it's anyone's ever listening knows that I've just not been a fan of the DCU for a long time since they've been fucking it up. And the idea that the movie called The Flash has like two Batmans in it and and a Supergirl in it and everything. It's just like they essentially made a Flashpoint movie that's like Flashpoint's like a Justice League event in the comics, but they're using it as the Flash movie when they haven't even done like one movie yet. It's a can of worms that I'm like, whatever. But we're here.
This is another thing. I like Ezra Miller in this trailer. In this trailer, he like
It's kind of sad. Yeah.
his demeanor in like the way he's acting in this. I just truly like man. I love his Flash. It's weird and seeing Ben Affleck back as Batman,
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like I
General Zod's
I'm
back. I
like
mean, Michael Shannon.
yeah, Michael Shannon's back.
Whoa.
We see a clip of what looks like the Bat motorcycle from The Dark Knight. I don't know if they got
Oh
bail.
yeah.
If they got bail, then oh my god.
That's that must be I think someone pointed out that its cowl looks like Ben Affleck's Batman because there's a scene of Ben Affleck's Batman like on a highway and you see
Oh
him
no
kind
no
of
yeah yeah.
grappling hook.
I know that's definitely Ben Affleck's Batman.
Yeah, some people
Yeah.
thought that was Christian Bale's Batpod, but no, it might be maybe just another Batpod.
Okay.
Man, this okay. Let's talk about the Michael Keaton fucking Batman showing up, and then the Danny Elfman's Batman music showing doing its
Yeah.
score.
It's
Him
just
saying I'm Batman, like even though I was just ripping on the idea, like why are we shoehorning other Batman? Yeah, the nostalgia hits so hard, and you're like, oh my god, that's so cool.
it's so cool to see him back, man. Think about it. The people went to go see Batman in 1989. We didn't get to see that, you know. Our Batman was I mean, we had a series of Batmans.
That's
We
for
had
sure.
Val Kilmer, we had George Clooney, but I would say my definitive Batman was Bale. So it's really cool to see Michael Keaton's Batman. Like that's awesome to say, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
of course. Come on now. It's Michael Keaton. Like he's down to do it, and he did it, and it's fucking awesome.
yeah, and that's another thing. James Gunn said
This
that
is one of the best superhero movies ever made. That's right.
he said this is one of the best, and I'm like
That's
I'm
crazy.
yeah. This is what makes me think that I think he's saying that because it gives him the vehicle to change things because we're getting a massive retcon in this movie, so that he's saying that this is the best movie because now he can mess around and add stuff in his universe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Everything's
there
retcon.
was a rumor or something about I don't know if it's true or not, but that he may have changed the ending to this movie, which I would automatically I would definitely believe because this movie must have been made before he jumped on, and now that this
Mhm.
movie's been made, he's probably thinking like, oh, I could use this, you know?
That's fascinating. I didn't know that. I mean, I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, that makes sense in my head. Like using the Flashpoint event in the we've all had that thought though. It's not such an awe. What a
Yeah.
genius. Like a lot of us thought that literally in DC Comics, the Flashpoint event causes DC rebirth. And talk about a perfect opportunity right now that you need to reboot the DC EU into a new universe. And you have a Flashpoint movie, like it writes itself, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully he does it in a very clever way. But apparently still, I don't know, he's still got Peacemaker and Miranda Waller. This is the stuff I was talking about that I was like in the last episode where I was like, I thought we were fucking starting new, but apparently you want to keep the shit you like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Confused
Um,
Swamp Thing.
It's 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 God, this movie is just so strange. What a strange it's just strange because and that's another thing, Marvel beat them to the multiverse with Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it feels like DC's attempt at Far From Home. But I don't give a shit because it's Michael Keaton. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Keaton is back as Batman. If you guys want to make like a whole series of movies, I'll watch all of them. You know. And apparently, I don't know if this is real or not, but he's coming back as Beetlejuice.
What? I
Yes,
did not hear that.
Beetlejuice 2.
Wow.
And they got the
I
girl from Stranger Things.
fuck. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Michael
that's
Keaton.
what.
You know, it's
Yeah,
another thing that just came out this week. John Leguizamo. Did I just butcher the shit out of that?
no, you got it.
That's the guy from.
It's Luigi, baby.
Yes, he was gonna play the Vulture in Homecoming, in case Michael Keaton said no. But when Michael Keaton changed his mind and said, "Yeah, I'll do it," and fucking it, we got one of the best Vultures ever. Which I don't. I'm not saying like Michael Keaton owns the Vulture. No, but I really do like his Adrian Toomes.
One of the best scenes in that movie. Good old Spider Man.
Oh, that Flash costume's dope though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Great costume.
Like even him running with the red streak instead of the blue one. I'm like, beautiful.
Oh man, fucking a right? Can you believe? I saw it in this trailer and I was like, wow, it took one finally like in the Flash movie for him not to have blue lightning or something. But apparently there's like another Flash that has like red lightning. I mean the
Well,
yellow
maybe
lightning.
that's what I think. Like maybe that's what I'm figure or trying to piece this together. Maybe the Flash that we got with the DCEU, the Zack Snyder one, isn't the authentic one. It's the blue one. And the one that he visits, the one that he's like, oh my God, you're me with the long hair is the classic Flash, if that makes any sense.
I think that might be the two flashes in this movie, essentially. Like, you know what I mean? Like the two Edgar Millers. One must be from the past, and one must be from the present one. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how this
Oh,
turns
that
out.
makes a lot more sense, yeah.
Yeah. But I could definitely see the ending of this movie changing. The whole point of Flashpoint, the comic, is Flash is in the comics. Barry Allen's mom was killed by Reverse Flash, but he doesn't know why or how or anything. He just knows that his mom died by Reverse Flash. He just knows that his mom died in the middle of the night by some weird lightning storm, and then the cops arrest the father, thinking the father did it. Father goes away for life, and he just doesn't know why, and he has to take care of himself and blah blah. Right. So then when he's a Flash, he learns about, going through time, going through the Speed Force. So he's
Yeah.
like, I can go through time, then I can go back and save my mom, whatever, right? So he goes back and saves his mom. And then when he saves his mom, he comes back to the present. And in the present timeline, everything's royally fucked up in Flashpoint.
Yeah.
This is why it's like a Justice League kind of event. The Amazonians are at war with the Atlanteans. They fucking hate each other. Superman never landed in Kansas. He landed like in the middle of nowhere, and the government picked him up, and he's like this frail, skinny person, like in a bunker. And Batman is Thomas Wayne, not Bruce Wayne. Thomas Wayne, the father.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne dies in the past, so then Thomas Wayne becomes Batman.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
That's
and then Flash has to save the universe and everything, and then he fixes it, and he comes back to the present, and everything's okay. But then when he comes back to the regular timeline, the entire DC Comics has been rebooted to DC Rebirth, so the whole new universe.
Oh, okay, that
which
makes
which happens a lot in comics. Comics love to like reboot the entire universe in case shit isn't working out, right? But
yeah.
DC was cool enough to make it an event. Like, there's a reason why everything gets rebooted.
Okay, that leads me to my final point on this trailer. I know I've harped a lot on the negativity of it, but it just needs to be said, Do you think the audience is ready to watch a rebirth of a universe? Are
Uh,
we asking too much of that? Like, this is the first time we're seeing them attempt to reboot the DC cinematic universe. And I don't know if the audience is ready to, because with retcons comes a lot of questions. You have to explain to people or someone who's like not even into these movies, like, oh well, actually, in the Flash, everything before the Flash doesn't really matter. So you kind of just have to watch this movie. I feel like you
yeah,
lose people because they're like, well, I watched Wonder Woman. How does Wonder Woman connect? It's like, well, you see, you got to watch the completely. You see their eyes glaze over and they're like, okay, yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if the audience is ready for something crazy.
I don't know. Judging from the MCU and judging how the audience reception to that, I can trust the audience enough just to know at least that this is the main event into what the next universe is to come. So let's say James Gunn's DCU, whatever,
Yeah.
comes out and it's a smash hit. Superman's awesome, Batman's awesome, and everyone's watching. It's fucking next MCU kind of shit, right? But everyone will wonder, like, what's the beginning of this universe? And we all go to Iron Man, for the first one for the MCU. For this one, I could definitely see it being the Superman movie, whatever the first, I guess, movie is, the beginning of this universe. But there was another universe, like just like you said, there was a universe before that reset everything. I think you could trust the audience enough to be like, everything before it didn't happen, like you said, like it didn't happen. But
Yeah.
if you want to know how we just got to this new universe, it's just one movie called Flashpoint. If they
Yeah.
could write it smart enough, then maybe.
That's a very, very optimistic viewpoint. Man, that's
I mean,
so.
I mean, it's just one movie. I mean,
No, yeah, you're right. If this movie is good, like if it's fucking good,
true, true.
then I would love. Yeah, that'd be so cool to come back to this movie and be like, yeah, this is what changed it. And yeah, even if you have Ezra Miller, like if this movie's a smash hit, man, wow. I I don't. I'll say it.
Uh-oh.
If Ezra Miller can change his ways, apologize, fucking redeem himself,
Nah.
you say
Fuck
no.
that. Fuck no. Out of here.
If he can
This guy,
redeem himself,
this guy like kidnapped people. Like I'm okay.
yeah. I just because it's weird. To see in this trailer, he's just you just. I know he's an actor, but you could feel like he's really good at it. I like his Flash.
Yeah, he's a bit charming.
Yeah, he's charming. And
Uh,
especially if this movie's a hit, it would suck to come back to this movie and be like, "Yeah, but Ezra Miller."
one last thing then. Two questions. Do you think this movie is going to be a hit or a miss? And are you going to watch this movie?
Okay, I'm definitely watching the movie, no question. I
I
don't
agree. I'm
know.
definitely watching the movie.
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be the hit that everyone that saves the DCU. You know what I'm saying? I think people who are DC fans are gonna go watch this anyway. But yeah, no, it might be really really good, but I've seen really really good DC movies get no buzz. You know, I just feel like the general public has come and gone with the this franchise, this universe, and it is time for a new start.
Yep. I would 100% agree. I think this movie is going to come out, and just like the Wonder Woman trailer, and just like a lot of DC or Black Adam trailer, I think they're really good at trailers and being like, "Ooh, this looks interesting," and the movie's just really, really hollow. Like Wonder Woman's 1980, and I meant Wonder Woman 2. Wonder Woman 1 was awesome. Wonder Woman 1984 trailer was awesome, but the movie was so cheesy and just boring.
There you go.
I could
You
see the
nailed it.
same thing with this trailer. I could see something with this trailer be like, "Whoa, look at all the cool stuff and all that stuff." And I have a feeling that this movie's gonna come out and it's just gonna be so kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess, and I bet it moves really fast. No pun
Yeah.
intended.
It looks like the pacing of this movie is really fast. But no, we'll see. I have hope.
Same.
I fucking need that gift so bad. Them shaking their heads like that. But no, it's the one where they're like over the sink. That kills me every time.
All right. The next thing I had to bring up was we watched this incredible advertisement for the Super Mario Bros. Movie that they played during the
Super
Super
Mario
Bowl.
Bros. Plumbing, John. They're
Oh,
plumbing.
right. My bad. The advertisement for their business.
Yes.
And we're talking about the Super Mario Bros. Plumbing ad that they showed off during the Super Bowl for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And I think it's wow. The advertisement is 10 out of 10 for this.
That fucking scene where they like poke their heads out of the car. You see Luigi's head in the background?
Yeah. So good.
Oh my god, yeah.
I love the thank you, Mario Brothers. The only thing you didn't drain was my bank account. And she looks at him like, what the fuck did you just make me
Why
say?
did
Like
you write that?
I've been seeing that gift of them with the sunglasses like rocking it. Like it's
Yeah,
so
bro.
good. This is the from the Super Mario Super Show, like the old 90s
Yeah.
cartoon show that they used to have, that which I would have never thought Nintendo would actually approve, like making a reference to it or anything, because it was such a they had no control over that show, and that show just kind of goes under the radar, being like not mentioning it at all. So the
Yeah.
idea that they made it like they reference it and it works so well because the tune of the commercial is like the Mario Bros. Music, them being from Brooklyn and then going to Queens and being plumbers. It works so well.
It really does. It just the art style. Like I love how they look. It's insane. I went on the website and they're like, there's like a hiring page. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, can I get hired? Like,
It's like supposed to be amateur too. Like
yeah, super amateur, like HTML type. You know, that's so funny, bro.
there's also a phone number. Did you try calling the phone number? Did you hear what happens when you call the phone number?
What happens?
Luigi picks up and starts saying, "Hey, welcome Mario Bros. Plumbing. We do plumbing and blah blah." It's obviously Charlie's Day as playing Luigi, but it's him
That's so
like
cool.
leaving like a voicemail, like give us a call at Mario's Plumbing, whatever. Right in the message too, he says, "We do all kind of jobs. We do houses, apartments, mansions, whatever you want."
Yeah, mansions.
I was like, "Cool, this is a reference to mansions."
Yeah, this movie just reeks of like people who want to respect the history of Super Mario Brothers.
Hey, you want to
Like,
see something cool?
yeah, Burger Castle, Mushroom Planet, Punch
What's this?
Out.
Hey,
What? Oh, wow! Punch Out reference in a Mario movie. What?
that's awesome. Doesn't make
No
much
way.
sense because
Yeah,
Little Max from the Bronx.
he's from the Bronx, but
Yeah,
we'll
but
get it. We'll
there's
take
the yeah, let's take it. But there's also a bunch of other like dots here that are just references like Yoshi and other shit,
it.
like
Oh my
mushroom.
god,
But Punch Out, that's great, man.
God, man, I would Punch Out.
Way cool.
Just Luigi picking up the van to
Yeah,
turn on
man.
quick. Oh god, this movie
Hey,
should
how'd
make
you?
$1 billion. No question.
How do you feel now that they're going so hard on the New York plumbing Mario
No,
Bros from like
you,
for
me,
context for context
and
Joe, I asked Joe a while back like if he was okay with them, this is before we had any information on the movie, if they were going to do like the origin, like the New York plumbing Mario Bros, or just make Mario and Luigi from New Donk City, or just kind of reboot it. And
yeah,
it looks like they're going super hard on the
it
New York
is.
one.
Like I said, it's probably me, you, and like 12 other people on the fucking planet who actually liked the Super Mario Brothers movie. It's just that intro where they're in New York and they're like on the trying to get like they're driving around New York. It just feels so lively and so like grounded. I like my
Yeah,
grounded shit. But I remember as a kid when I heard that Mario was like an Italian plumber from New York. I
yeah.
just remember thinking, like, dude, that's like the fucking coolest shit on the planet. Like, what
I
the
remember hearing
fuck?
that and just like that makes sense. Because they're Italian brothers, and then hearing Italian people, from old school '90s New York of making pizzas and being plumbers and from Brooklyn, I mean, I was like, of
Yeah,
course,
but it's like these are characters created by a Japanese company, made on a Japanese console, sold to Japanese people, and your star player, your star icon that's gonna sell units is this American plumber from New York,
Italian plumber.
Italian plumber. I don't know, but
Yeah, he's
Italian
he lives in
American,
America.
he lives in
Exactly.
America. Thank you. Like, that's so cool.
Well, Miyamoto's always said that the market before making it like really, really big, he said the market he always wanted to like tackle that everyone else didn't want to tackle was the US, like just essentially North America, like US,
Yeah.
Canada, and Mexico. When he was really young, he like really wanted to tackle that kind of the West, I guess. When everyone else in Japan was like, "That's a really hard market." I don't know, like just let's just focus on our market, Japan. He was like, "No, I want to like I think we like if you can make it there, then you're good." So I think
Yeah.
him fucking making Mario from Brooklyn, like, that's it. You mailed it. You hit the one of the greatest cities, and
As New Yorkers, man, we that's our dude right there, bro. You don't that scene where it's Spider Man. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
this is 10 out of 10. This advertisement team needs like a raise. This was
Yeah,
so fucking well done. It being a Super Bowl ad too, a Super Bowl ad.
yeah. There's no question. This is There's so many people discussing like just box office wise. What do you think is going to make $1 billion this year? No question. This movie's making $1 billion.
Wow, that's a good question. You really think so? Well, if the movie's really good, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't even
yeah.
think the movie. I don't even think the movie needs to be really good. Like I think it's like this is going to hit $1 billion. You underestimate the power of plumbers. With his
They look
face.
great. They look so good.
It's like I fucking love this movie so much, man. I'm probably gonna watch this in theaters like 7 times, bro.
I hope so. I hope it's good. Honestly, I still don't know how I feel about. I know Chris Pratt's voice is the thing that everyone keeps complaining about, but I'm
Do you hear
mostly.
Seth Rogen?
Oh yeah, it's Donkey Kong. Well, I
It's
already
the
knew.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, but I kind of my assumptions for that was like, yeah. I mean, Seth Rogen's always just plays his voice. I didn't think we are gonna get try to.
Only regret with this movie. It's my only regret is that we keep pandering to these celebrities and the fucking final splash of names at the end of trailers, like pum 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 pum, as if that's like the driving reason we're gonna go watch an animated movie is because Rihanna is playing a voice. Like, dude, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm there for the story. I'm there for the animation. And get some quality voice acting because then we're just gonna get what's her name, Beyonce from Lion King,
Yeah,
just
right.
totally soulless, and you're like, dude, that is not the character.
My still thing is having Mario be this scared idiot kind of character is like not the personality I would have given Mario, but let's see how it turns out. I mean,
We'll see, because I do
yeah, let's
feel
see
what
how
you're
this-
saying, but at the same time, maybe that's just his arc.
yeah. He starts off essentially it's what Chris Pratt always plays, like Star Lord and Emmett from the Lego movies. Like, oh god, I don't know what I'm doing. I look like a doofus and all this stuff, but then I'm courageous and brave at the end.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um.
cannot
Yeah.
wait. This is a hit in the making, folks. Finally, we're
I'm
getting a
excited.
bit
Excited.
quality. I can't believe we're getting a Super Mario with this movie. It's just so surreal.
Did you hear the news about Game Pass?
No.
About it cannibalizing sales?
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't really get too deep into it because I know Phil Spencer came out and pretty much said that every relationship that he has with people who put their games on Game Pass has been a success.
That was what I want to talk about. Was like a while back, he was like, no, actually, something about Forza or something like that. Where I remember we had a conversation. We were like, hey, did you hear Game Pass actually doesn't ruin sales and something like that? blah blah blah, whatever Phil Spencer said. And he said something along the lines of like people who actually play Game Pass actually you see a sale of the games of whatever they're playing
Mhm.
afterwards when they want to keep those games in case they go away. And it kind of got everyone to be like, really? Like I don't know what I can't believe that. And we were talking about that one time, and I told you I don't think that's true. Like I truly think like I think he's just kind of just saying that just to say it, or it's a small statistic, right? And then it was confirmed that like this is during the whole Activision Blizzard, I guess, deal they're talking about that
Mhm.
this kind of got someone found this out during like the I guess the meeting I guess whatever, and Microsoft in the meeting confirmed that yeah, Game Pass does cannibalize sales, meaning some companies when they put the games on there it won't sell as well if they did make it a $7 game,
Yeah.
and I think the entire industry at the same time read this headline and was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like
But at the same time, I feel like it's that's an obvious. Like if you put your game on Game Pass and it's a $60 game, it's not gonna. I mean, people are paying $15 a month to play that game. I don't know how much Microsoft gives these companies to put their games on there, but they seem to be happy. I don't think it works that well for AAA games, but I think it works like Game Pass works is phenomenal for indie games.
that's for sure.
See, like one game I would love to find out what their how their sales are is Plague's Tale, the sequel that came out, Plague's Tale 2. I think that's what it's called, right?
I what did they make? The game is called Plague Tale.
Yeah,
Oh, Plague Tale. Yes, that's the one with the rats.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
want
right.
to know because I know that the sequel came out, and I mean, there was no like just on Reddit alone. I feel like maybe two or three people posted something about it, and that's a fucking AAA game coming from a French studio, like, and they make really, really high quality games, and they just put that on Game Pass. So this is exactly the type of thing that I feel like maybe that game would have made them more money had they just not put that game on Game Pass.
Yeah, no question.
You know?
It is very dicey because I mean I thought it would have been a good business model, like a good business program plan, whatever. Because like if companies want to put their game on Game Pass, and then a lot of companies were coming out and be like, yeah, put a game on Game Pass. I'm thinking maybe the revenue wouldn't be that damaging. I guess maybe not damaging. That's not
Yeah,
the right word, but you know what I mean. Something where it's just like, okay, maybe this deal is good enough, right? But now it looks like during that meeting, one of the main reasons they brought this up was like Activision doesn't feel confident enough to put Call of Duty games on Game Pass because Call of Duty's games fucking make $1 billion a year, and they're like, I don't think we're gonna be seeing that $1 billion a year if it's on Game Pass. That's why they're kind of scared of putting Call of Duty on Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like you can make more money if it's not on Game Pass. But Xbox wants to get Call of Duty on Game Pass because who cares?
but like you said, it's just dicey. But at the same time, it's so obvious. Like, if you're gonna put a $60 game on Game Pass, of course people aren't going to spend $60. Like I played Halo Infinite on Game Pass. I'm not gonna buy Halo Infinite, even if my subscription gets canceled. I played it, had my fun, and there it goes. That's the
Yeah,
beauty of Game Pass.
well, what happens if you work on a game that's like you said, like a big AAA game, and then that it can make more money if you sell it by itself? Like, do you think Starfield is going to sell the same if it was just $70? That's a big hit.
Yeah, that's a huge. But this is the thing: is that it having AAA games on Game Pass drives subscription numbers. Like people are going to jump and try and subscribe to Game Pass because they want to play that AAA game that they're paying only $20 or $15 a month for. I have no idea how they make that money. Like literally. And sometimes I feel like, man, you see how widely successful Skyrim is? Like this could be their next Skyrim. But
Yeah,
Bethesda is willing to put Starfield day one on Game Pass. Microsoft is giving these people revenue, and also the amount of eyeballs that you get when you put your game on Game Pass is a benefit. Like
yeah.
you want to play that game, like just subscribe to Game Pass.
This is a quote that he said in 2018 about that kind of contradicts right now about him catalyzing sales, where he says
Mhm.
when you put a game like Forza Horizon 4 on Game Pass, you instantly have more players of the game, which is actually leading more to sales of the game. Spencer said, as adding, "You say, well, isn't everyone just going to subscribe for $10 just to play this thing? But no, gamers find things to play based on what everyone else is playing." So exactly what you just said, like you're watching everyone play this game and it's on Twitch and everything, right? It's gonna get more people to buy that game to be part of whatever the big hit is right now.
Exactly. But here's the counter to that is that Harry Potter, Hogwarts Legacy came out, $70 game. Most of the people I work with are playing that game right now, having fun, talking shit because they're in Ravenclaw and I'm in Slytherin.
All right, let's stay
It's
on
just
focus.
the
Anthony,
fact of the matter
stay on.
that's our keyword. But anyway, that's a $70 game and people are buying it, and that's a game that wasn't
Yeah,
on a subscription service.
yeah, it contradicts it completely.
Contradicts it exactly. So
Like, there you go. His statement's not wrong. There you go. I wouldn't say it's contradicts. His statement's not, I get wrong, but it's something where we're all kind of like, yeah, but the other opposite end of it will still pay the $70.
exactly, I feel like this is Game Pass it's in a very early stage, and I feel like it's going to let a lot of people down because they think that Microsoft can keep this up by putting these AAA games. And if they do this, I swear to God, then they have infinite money because I just don't see how you can continuously put out AAA games on that thing like games like Starfield and like let's say they make another Fallout,
Redfall.
Redfall, Doom. If there's another Doom game,
Yeah.
a Game Pass works so well for games like Hi-Fi Rush, games that have no property or no IP resonance at all. Like no one knows what those games are, but you just heard that it launched.
That's a
Like
good point. Hi-Fi Rush. Let's talk about that. That game, I think it costs 40, right?
yeah, $40.
It costs $40, but then you can also, but it's also on Game Pass, right?
Yes.
Where do you think people play that game mostly?
Game Pass, no question. That's the beauty of it. Like people, and it's all and it's word of mouth is that this is a game of the year, like game of the year contender.
You've played Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, I got about halfway through. The game is a hit. Like the game is great. Talk about a fucking shadow drop, and it's got style. It's got this killer idea of everything is moving to a beat. Like the environments all are hitting on this this like beat so that you can pull off combos. If that makes any sense? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you mean. Like, it's almost like a rhythm game, but also like a Devil May Cry kind of like thing. Like a
Yeah,
beat 'em
like
up.
a hack and slash.
Hack and
It's like a
slash, yeah.
hack and slash rhythm game, and it's just such a unique idea. It's got platforming, and this is a game I know for a fact if this game launched, of course, like if this game launched without Game Pass, I think maybe two or three people would no, not even. There's a market for these games, but it
It,
wouldn't get the same amount of people playing it if it
yeah,
hadn't been on Game Pass.
absolutely agree. I think the reason of the big talk of Hi-Fi Rush, because this game for the past couple weeks, oh man, that's just been my entire feed. Everyone's saying that how great this game is, and it's so polished and it's great, it's fun, and then it being a Game Pass game and it being shadow dropped is an incredible thing to think about. A game that might be in the conversation of Game of the Year. This is an Xbox game that just shadow dropped, and now we're in conversation that might be Game of the Year. I think that shows the value of Game Pass. That
And
shows not even the value, but the strength of Game Pass too.
credit to the developers of this. I forget their names. The people who worked on Evil Dead or not Evil Dead. Yikes,
Uh,
The Evil Within.
oh my
But
god, I forgot their names too.
yeah, this game came with virtually no bugs. They literally
Yeah,
shadow dropped the game like it was a game from the 2000s, like just completely polished, completely finished, and it's a long game too. It's pretty long. It's like
and zero marketing.
zero marketing. Like that's fucking crazy. The fucking balls on these people, man.
Oh, I would
Uh,
love to. I would love for Microsoft to come out and just show off the numbers of people who are playing this game. Some people have it for
there's a
Some people have it
real
for
quick.
Steam. What?
Yeah, real quick. There's on Game Pass in the menus. There's a most popular section
Oh
that
yeah,
shows you what the most popular games on Game Pass are. And Hi-Fi Rush was I think in the top 5.
really?
Yes, so people are downloading it and playing it.
Yeah, I would love for Microsoft to come out with official numbers because there is like a Steam one, like I said, and it's like most people played and shit like that. But how far are you in this game?
I don't remember.
Mm.
I've literally been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Like the game came out
But
of nowhere. It's so good, but it's such a good game.
yeah,
And I'm so glad. Like I would have never picked this game up if had it not been for Game Pass.
but speaking of Hogwarts Legacy, Joe, you've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, and this game was on Game Pass. How you been digging it?
Man, just for background context, like I do not like Harry Potter. I don't endorse Harry Potter at all. I'm not being
Okay,
paid by Harry Potter.
I wouldn't say
Um,
you don't like Harry Potter. I mean,
I think he's a character who's rooted in nepotism, and
Okay.
his entire
What about the
thing.
world? The
He
Wizard
caught
World,
the
Joe.
golden snitch in his mouth on this first day playing. Are you serious? We're just gonna
The
ignore
Wizarding,
this?
the Wizarding World.
But no, playing this game, I figured out that I love the world of Harry Potter. I love
Right? Yeah.
Hogwarts. I love the houses. I love the world building. It's like I had no idea how much I loved this world until I started playing the game. And it's crazy because this game feels like the way I felt when I played Batman Arkham Asylum for the first time. Just it feels like a game that's made with love from and people who understand the world behind it and are giving you all this context, all this world building stuff. I'm learning so much about the Wizarding World, and yeah, just it's a really, really, yeah, no question, game of the year. Not game of the year contender, no
Yeah.
question. One more thing, like
No, go ahead.
for me, I know people who are really big fans of the game were probably seeing all the trailers. For
Mhm.
someone who had zero hype for this game or had no idea this game was even coming out, for me to get on this game and just play it and realize, and I don't know who this studio is. I don't know where they fucking came from. I don't know
Avalanche
how they.
Studios.
I
Avalanche
just
Studios, and it's a Warner Brothers. It's a Warner Brothers game studio, and the only game they worked on this before this was Disney Infinity Games.
that's fucking bonkers, bro. Like just the quality. Look at these cutscenes. Just
This
the
game looks great. Whatever
yes,
engine they're using, oh my god, like it looks really nice.
my
This
character
I'm
looks
not
so
exaggerating.
much like me. There's moments where I'm like walking in the hallways of Hogwarts, and he'll turn around and I'll be like, "Oh my god, that's exactly what I would do." Like he looks just like me.
I'm not kidding. I think the lighting engine for this game, like the way the lights are and the particle effects and everything, are better than anything Square Enix put out. Like the way
Yeah,
they shoot the lasers and everything, the lighting looks so fucking good in some scenes where I was like, God damn.
dude,
And that's another thing
it
I think people love in this game is that this game pushes
the
like I guess the
engine.
hardware engine to its like fucking fullest. And I think people really like that.
Oh yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Where I just feel like, who the fuck is this? What is this I just don't. Where did you come from? It's
Yeah.
crazy because like there, I feel like I'm deep in the game, and then they introduce another game mechanic, and I'm like, how the fuck did you fit that in here? This is shit that a studio needs to be like, I don't know, 20 years down the line, like a Naughty Dog, like figures it out and like, okay, we're gonna give you even more stuff. There's shit in this game that I'm like where they give you your own room and you can customize that room to your liking.
Really?
You can change the lighting of the room. You can put paintings and it's like Minecraft but for your own room where you can like study and like work on your plants and work on your potions. I'm like, bro, where the fuck did you find the time to put this in the game? Like it's an what an achievement by this studio.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, they're making such an impression in the video game.
What a statement.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet. I definitely know these games are right up your alley. You like open world RPG kind of shit like this,
Yeah.
which I'm not surprised. This world is just so awesome. Why'd you choose Slytherin?
Cause I'm a baddie, you know what I'm saying?
Shut
Come
up,
on,
Joe.
son. Nah, it's just it's honestly it's because of the color green. I just like the color green. Like
Yeah,
I'm playing my character as nice as possible. I'm probably the nicest Slytherin you'll ever run into. I say
really.
hi, I say my good graces, and I leave. But I do want to figure out how to get like the evil spells. If I have to be bad, I'll be bad. Fuck it, you know.
Oh man, whenever I get my chance to play it, I'm fucking Voldemort's gonna be looking at me like, bro, chill.
Come on, dude. This guy's
Like,
fucked up. I like him.
what about the gameplay? What about the wand? I guess the whole wand, like it's magic shit coming. You know what I mean? Like the whole.
The gameplay is fucking
Yeah, how does that work out?
incredible, man.
It
Again,
looks really awesome, but I guess just how does it feel to play?
it feels so good. In the beginning, it was kind of
There you
rough
go,
to figure out.
combat. There you go. That's what I meant.
Yeah, in the beginning, it was kind of rough because you're learning. You do die a lot, but once you figure out how to cast spells and how to evade and counter, it gets a lot easier, especially with the spells that they give you. Some of the spells are just so much fun to pull off. Like combos, like when you start learning combos, I mean, you feel untouchable. You're like, there's a part in this game where I just felt so beastly. I'm like, all right, you know what? Bring on Voldemort. I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I'm set. I'm ready. It makes you feel like you're one of the most powerful wizards.
That's
You
cool.
know,
And
it's
it's funny because
really
you brought up Batman Arkham thingy, and one of the most famous reviews always is it makes you feel like you're Batman.
Yeah.
And I bet this game is make you feel like an amazing wizard in Hogwarts.
It's
The intro to this game, wow. Not only is it like magical, pun intended, but I was so surprised the game doesn't start you. Why am I young? I'm so surprised the game doesn't start you off with you on the train.
yeah.
I was so like ready to be like, oh, they're definitely gonna start you on the train, and it's like, no, you're like a fifth year student, and you're like the only stuff I've seen some gameplay of the beginning of the game and shit like that. I haven't played it, but I was so surprised that game just starts you off like you kind of just get teleported to Hogwarts and you kind of walk your way there. I thought it was gonna be like a very train kind of. There you go, not as slow as I thought it would be, and these people are like,
Yeah.
no, you're in it.
And it's funny because it follows most of the movie points from the first movie, Sorcerer's Stone, where you get you go to class, you pull what are those things called? Those screaming plants. I forget I
Oh
have like
yeah,
you pull that out. They give you the broom. You learn how to do the broom stuff. What's funny is most of like the shit that happens to Harry that I hate about Harry, where he's like he just figures shit out in the first try, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, how did you do that?
oh
You
my
did it on your
god,
first try."
man.
It happens to my character, and I'm like, you know what? It's because I'm the best. All
It's
right.
because I'm playing.
Yeah. But no, yeah, it's cool how like they're following the structure of the game, the movies, somewhat. And I was telling my friend this. I was like, I wonder if that's the reason why the I guess the prequels to the Harry Potter
Fantastic
franchise,
Beast.
the Fantastic Beast movies failed. I was asking him like, is it because they didn't have like the students and like the school, and like he was telling me like, no, they still have the students in the school. It just wasn't as good. But this game feels like it brings everything that we love from the movies and just makes it's you who's doing it.
Yeah, I want to watch the first Fantastic Beast movie. It was kind of boring. That's a good question. I wonder. That's another question I bring up. Why do you think this game is just, as of right now, a smash hit? This game is super successful right now. I wonder why that is. You think everyone's just been waiting for a Harry Potter game like this? You know what I mean? Like it's. I'm
That's
so
what
glad to
that
see that. I'm so glad to
yeah.
see the gaming landscape just be like, we are fucking ready for this, and I'm like, yeah, we are.
That is exactly what I was trying to figure out with my friend who's a big Harry Potter fan. It's like where did this popularity come from? Because it felt so dormant, and I'm so happy that the Harry Potter franchise has a game that they finally have a W after so many fucking L's.
I know we
And
talked about it in the last podcast, but especially with the creator of fucking Harry Potter, let's give them this W. Fucking A.
yeah, so I genuinely think the reason why it's so successful is because it's exactly what you want exactly what you love from the Harry Potter world. The students, you're in a classroom, you're learning magic, you're surrounded by other students, you're surrounded by kooky professors. They're teaching you these spells. You're just a kid. The Forbidden Forest, don't go in there. The Sorting Hat puts you in all these like things that make
Yeah.
Harry Potter is in this game, and that is the point of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that
They
thing
just
where what's
made
his
a
name?
dream Harry Potter game. That's what they did. They made the dream Harry Potter game. They saw Harry
Yeah,
Potter, they saw the IP, and then we all played it and we all said, yep, that's you did it. Like we all
that's
had the
what we
same
wanted.
thought. Yeah, like you get your own broomstick, you get it. You get to be a student, you get it. You get to pick your own house. It's something we're all playing. Like you're hitting everything in the fucking like on the nail. The only thing they didn't add is the Quidditch, but because I think we all know that they're going to do something huge when it comes to Quidditch. Like
Two things. I just feel like this company just literally they sat down and on before this game was even a fucking concept. They sat down and were like, "Hey guys, do you want to make the fucking greatest Harry Potter game of all time?" And they're like, "Let's do it." Even for people who aren't fans of the game, if you like RPGs, this is a game for you, you know?
facts.
And
And
two,
for people who aren't into the Harry Potter world, that's so true.
yeah,
If you just like RPGs, just play this game and then you probably fall in love with the world.
exactly. Like I'm falling in love with it again, having not realized that I loved it before. My second point is that if this is your fucking first base game, I can't fucking imagine the sequel. Quidditch isn't even in this bitch.
Yeah, like we all thought the same thing. We were like, Quidditch is not in this game, and then we got our hands on the game. It's like it's so bloated and dense with so much content. They're like, Quidditch might as well be a whole other game. So we're all like, yeah, like
What's so funny is that Quidditch is part of the plot in this game, which is so funny to me. Like not part of the plot, but
yeah,
it's like every teacher mentions it that I forget his name.
Sirius Black. I
Yeah,
mean,
but the
Professor Black.
Professor Black, headmaster, thank you, canceled Quidditch, and it's just so funny. Like they didn't
Yeah,
have time
it's a
to
weak
make him.
excuse, but he just says that some kid got
Yeah,
injured.
some kid got injured, and
Yeah,
so they
like
can't. Yeah,
sure, sure.
so funny. But
Which is
this is
funny
what I'm
because I think
saying.
any other studio would have picked this up and just been like, let's just make a Quidditch game and
Yeah,
leave it to Avalanche to be like, how about we do the other game, the actual, like you're a student game.
but that's what I'm trying to get at is that if this is fucking Arkham Asylum, when Arkham Knight comes out, it's going to be
Arkham City.
oh, I mean, when Arkham City comes out, that's gonna be the Skyrim of Harry Potter, and I'm so motherfucking excited because there's shit in this game that I'm like obviously the Quidditch, where I'm like, man, when that sequel comes out, that Quidditch is gonna be
Yeah.
so fucking. And there's also moments where you're on the broom, and the broom mechanics are really cool and all, but it's one of those things where it's like this definitely feels like a first iteration of the broom mechanics that can be tweaked and worked on and made even more fun if this game is a success and has a sequel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And man, this game is so good that I'm like shaking at the idea of a sequel.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
probably so much potential. Yeah, absolutely.
you know what I've always said. If you're starting a project and your first game is like Assassin's Creed level, like if your first game is Assassin's Creed, I'm okay. Like you can like just move on. You know what I'm saying? It could be mediocre, it doesn't need to be a success, but your sequel needs to hit. Your sequel needs to be
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2. This game is Assassin's Creed 2,
What?
is what I'm trying to get at. It's like this game is a hit already.
Oh,
So
so then
when
it's not. It doesn't fall in that criteria.
it doesn't fall in that game, this game is even better than the criteria that needs to be met.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. Is what I'm like. I'm just like so excited.
I like the example of the Arkham games because this is a Warner Brothers too. This is a Warner Brothers game, so
Oh
they
yeah, yeah.
are.
I did say that with if it's an IP that doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. It's like since it's a Warner Brothers game, yeah, this stuff reminds me of like when Arkham Asylum came out, and it was like Batman, but made by super fans who love Batman, the animated series, and kept it grounded, but also can have the big hulking, like Bane kind of shit. Like you could do both, and it was made with it's just a great game. And then the sequel comes out, Arkham City, and it's like out of this world. I could definitely see that with this game.
It's very strange because we're living now in a point where companies don't want to take risks on putting out new IP, so they're going back to the old ways of Golden Eyes and like, oh, like let's go back to like movie IPs. Like now we're getting a fucking Indiana Jones game. It
And
feels like
IOI Interactive is making a GoldenEye game.
yeah, and they're
I mean,
making
I'm making a 007 game.
they're making a 007, like they're going back and making these movie properties and trying to make banger hits. And it's funny because before this game I just laughed at the idea of that's why I had absolutely this game wasn't even in my rearview mirror. I didn't even give a flying fuck about this game. I probably saw the trailer and I was like, that's funny. It's probably going to be like cutscenes and like quick time actions and a few spells here and there. It's only when I played this game that I was reminded like, oh my god, you can make Arkham Asylum again. If you have the money and you have the budget and you have a vision and you want to make the perfect fucking IP, like this just gets me excited for Indiana Jones.
Oof.
It's Machine Games, right? Yeah,
It
if
is the
Machine Games,
Wolfenstein games.
yeah, if Machine Games, then they're fucking brilliant. But I hope they're seeing this game and they're being like, oh my, and they're excited as well. They're probably like, oh man, wait till they get Indiana Jones. Even though I do feel like more studios need to put out new IPs. When you give us a world that's this rich and with this much love, then why not, man? Put it out there.
That's great to hear. I'm so glad for the Harry Potter community to have this game. I'm so glad for the gaming community just to have something new to play, especially something that I'm not saying RPG and open world RPGs are new. I'm saying like it's such a different world that we're so used to. It isn't the apocalypse or robots or some shit. It's fucking wizards. What would you compare this to more? Mostly like Mass Effect or like Fallout? I
I
know
would
we keep
compare
using Batman. I know we keep using Batman because it's a Warner Bros. Game, but like since for an RPG, like what would you compare it to?
this reminds me of Fable. That's what I would compare it to. This just reminds me so much of Fable. For not it's not 100% Fable, but
Yeah,
it definitely just feels like a Fable game almost. Good on them, man. This game, like man,
which is such a weird thing to think that we're talking about. A Harry Potter game might be in contender for Game of the Year.
well done, man.
Incredible. Good on you, Avalanche Studios.
Well done.